Hello, guys, and welcome to another episode of What's Up Inland Empire. I'm Jessica Q, your host, and today we are going to be talking to Cynthia Wright from the Fox Riverside Theater Foundation. How are you doing, Cynthia?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Good, thank you. And so a lot of our listeners are probably familiar with the Fox Performing Arts Center, which is located in downtown Riverside. There's a lot of shows happening there. But you're kind of like a extension of that. How can you explain to everybody what the foundation is?
We are a separate 501c3 nonprofit organization. I call us the nonprofit sibling of the Fox.
Okay.
We are there to support the Fox and performing arts in general. And we generally do that through education, outreach, and fundraising.
That's amazing. So you're bringing the community together through the arts and shows and all that.
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. And then, so can you tell us a little bit more of the history of the foundation?
Yes, the foundation started operations in 2010 when the Fox Performing Arts Center opened as a performing arts center rather than a movie theater, which it had been for decades and decades before that. And we have operated since then with the Fox as our sibling, as I said. And it's really a three-way partnership. The city owns the building. Live Nation operates it, and we promote the education and outreach components of the theater.
Okay, so you guys have a variety of programming, right?
Yes.
Let's hear about that.
Yes. We have a program called Students at the Fox, which is my favorite thing in the world. We work with school districts and also nonprofits that serve youth clientele. They come in and see shows, generally Broadway shows, because we're able to get really good prices on those group discounts for the huge number of students that we're bringing in. So on a given night, for example, Anastasia, the Broadway show, was here in May, and we had more than 300 students that attended between the two performances. And we were also able to do something that we had to give up during the pandemic, but we were able to start it back up again this past May. They're master classes, and we have cast members do a special education component with students. So in this particular case, we had a show on, I think it was a Tuesday night and a Wednesday night. So on Wednesday morning between the shows, we went out to we went to North High School.
Nice.
And
I went to North.
Oh, go Huskies.
Yeah.
And we had students from North and also from Ramona High School who came in, and the cast members did mock auditions with them. So we had about 10 students that performed a piece, and then they would give feedback to the students and give them advice and encouragement. And I always say that these cast members are so amazing. They do the things that I would tell them to do if I did that, but I don't need to. They come in and they say exactly what I would want them to say to students. They're encouraging in the perfect way, and it's such an inspiration to watch. It's really fun.
And, if a student is interested in being a part of this, so if maybe a student right now is listening or a parent, what would be the next steps for them to get involved? Or is it something that has to go through the school to bring them in? How does that work?
We do have some independent families that we work with, homeschoolers or students who might not particularly be engaged in the performing arts at school, but who want to participate. They can reach out to us through our website, and we can work with them that way. In most cases, though, if they're in a school situation, they can go to a teacher and say, hey, I want to be part of this. And it's up to the teacher whether they can fit them in to the numbers they have. But we're certainly willing to work with people to make that work for them.
Yeah. And is it just local schools in, Riverside? Because that's where the foundation is located, right? Or is it throughout the Inland Empire?
Riverside Unified and Alvord Unified are our biggest customers in that regard. Okay. But we do work with other schools. We've worked with the Valverde School District quite a bit, Jurupa Valley, Corona Norco, Moreno Valley. So we have groups from outside areas coming in to see shows as well. So it's really a regional gift that we have here.
Yeah.
Not just
and I bet it's such an amazing experience for the students and just the staff too, to come out and be a part of that. Now, I know that when we had connected, were talking about some events coming up. Do you want to tell everybody about that?
Yes, we have. I consider it a once in a lifetime opportunity, really, to do something. On November 9th, we are planning an event with the band Los Lobos, which Many people know Los
Oh, yeah.
Lobos, especially in this region. They are from Southern California, and they were essentially the soundtrack of the Chicano movement in the 70s and 80s.
Mhm.
And they've won multiple Grammy Awards. Well, they are working on a documentary about their lives and their history and their connection to the Chicano movement. And it is such a thrilling opportunity. One of the producers came to me and said, I would like to do something at the Fox. And I said, well, I would love to do something at the Fox as well, but it has to contain a huge outreach component because I want students to be impacted by this. So the plan is that we will bring students in for a field trip type activity early in the day on November 9th. It's a Thursday.
Okay.
And they will not be able to see the full documentary because it actually will not be completed yet. So the cameras will still be rolling. That's not to say we'll be in the documentary, but they will be rolling at that time.
Okay.
And so
They might get their
it could
15
happen.
seconds of fame, but
It
you
could
don't know for
happen.
sure.
No guarantees, but we're excited to have that. And so they'll see an extended trailer of the film. And then to me, even the most exciting part is there will be a panel discussion with the filmmakers and also with a couple of band members. We think we're still settling all the details,
Okay.
but it looks like that will happen. And when it does, those students are going to be so inspired, and it will impact students from a number of different areas. Of course, music,
Yes.
the social sciences, and students who are interested in film.
Film production.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
feel like it'll be just inspiring in the sense to see these guys that had a vision, had a dream, and look at them today. So, yeah.
When we think about the makeup of our school districts, we have a very high percentage of Latinx students. And so for us to be able to put a program in place that speaks directly to them is so important.
Yeah.
And we're really excited about it.
That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. So now if somebody, okay, so do you already have the schools that are going to be coming in that day for the field trip?
We have talked to the school districts, so the arts coordinators are aware that it's coming. We haven't put all the final details in place, but those two districts do. And we have an extensive list that we will blast an email out to once all the details are settled, and we'll get the word out so that some other districts can participate. And we want the colleges and universities to participate too,
Okay.
because maybe all of them have film programs, at least 3 of them do.
Okay. I was going to say, is it geared more towards students that are in performing arts classes, theater classes that you're bringing in for that special event?
I think we want to reach out into the social sciences as well, because we're talking about a huge cultural piece of Southern California history.
That is so true. Yes. So we are going to take a quick commercial break, and we will be right back and we'll talk some more. Thank you.
Do you need help reaching more customers? At NB Media, we're a full-service advertising agency offering social media marketing, Hulu, Spotify, billboards, photo shoots, radio, TV, and websites. To see what else we offer, visit www.nb.media or call 951-777-1947.
All right, we are back. Thank you to our sponsors. And so we're here with Cynthia Wright with the Fox Riverside Theater Foundation. And we were just talking about a special event coming in November 9th with Los Lobos. And very exciting. Now, I want to know a little bit about you, Cynthia.
Okay.
Like what sparked in you to be a part of this foundation and to come out and help.
Well, most of my career has been in higher education advancement, so fundraising.
Okay.
I worked for California Baptist University here in Riverside for 20 years, more than 20 years. And then for a short while, I had an independent contracting business where I worked with small nonprofits who needed assistance with things like grant writing and writing newsletters, those types of things, mostly writing, and a little bit about building their development programs. And a couple of years after I started that, the museum director from the city of Riverside said, I need to talk to you about the Fox Foundation. And I thought, okay, they need some help with grant writing or whatever. And she told me that we were meeting at City Hall with the assistant city manager. And I thought, well, that's interesting. Still thinking grant writing. And when I got there, it was Belinda, who was the assistant city manager. And she said, do you know why you're here? And I said, well, I think you need some help with grant writing. And she said, no, we'd like you to be the interim executive director of the Fox Riverside Theater Foundation, because the city actually started the foundation. So it was born in City Hall, really. And I said, without giving it much thought, I said, oh, that sounds so great. I had some other opportunities like that while I was doing the independent contracting, and I didn't even think about them. I just said, no, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. But there was something about that really sparked my interest. And so I came in as interim executive director and fell in love immediately.
Wow.
And I've
Since
been there
2010?
ever since. Actually, I came in 2012. There was a director
Okay.
before me.
So 11 years, almost 12 years. Nice. That's so amazing. And so here you are today. Now let's talk about a little bit about fundraising, because obviously foundations, you need some support. You need support from the community, from local businesses. How can, those that can support help you guys out?
We have a number of opportunities to participate in our fundraising programs. We have a few fundraisers a year. Native Sons is one of them this year. We are accepting sponsorships for that. And our regular gala that we do in February will be February 24th in 2024.
Okay.
And that is an event that started out, it was kind of tied to the Oscars. It was kind of an Oscar party that we did, really successful and really fun. But because the Oscars have sort of started changing the date around, and we had done that for several years anyway, we've kind of gone a different direction. And so this year we're doing a Viva Las Vegas theme.
Oh, I love it.
And we'll have casino tables, and we'll have, this is funny, we're going to do a little cheesy wedding chapel thing. So people come in and do fake weddings if they want to at this event. It will be a blast.
And Elvis is going to be the...
We should have an impersonator. We actually have someone who's coming in to be the cheesy minister at the wedding chapel. So we'll see what happens with that.
That is hilarious.
It'll be fun.
I've actually attended one of your galas.
You did?
I did. When I worked at the radio station, I was invited, and I think it was me and the station manager, and like we had a guest each. We showed up, and yes, everybody, it was very formal. It was so fun. It was a great time, great networking too. I met a lot of really awesome people, and yeah. Okay. So that's coming up. Do you guys have that on your website yet, or any information, or will that be, because I know it's kind of...
Yeah, we will have, probably within the month, we will have the artwork settled, and we'll have that up on the website as well.
Okay. What is the website?
The website is riversidefoxfoundation.org.
Okay. So people can go attend your events and support that way by buying tickets. Is there other ways that they can help out?
Well, we have other programs that some people like to support. One of our programs that some people just really love, and I do too, is Live Tech. Live Tech is a program where we bring groups of students into the theater. And so the stage of the Fox is their learning lab, essentially. And Live Nation employees who work in the production department do a workshop. It's 3 or 4 hours long, and they come in and they rotate in groups through the audio, the lights, and the staging, which is the fly rail system. That's the really cool equipment that moves lights up and down and even flies people once in a while. So they get to come in and learn about that, and they get a certificate when they're completed. So we enjoy that so much. We do it in fairly small groups of about 30. Okay. So there are enough people to have some energy, but not too many people that they don't feel like they're getting some one-on-one
experience. Yeah. Yes. And so that way people like students can sign up for that, and that
they do that through the schools as well.
Okay.
We have done some independent ones with some other nonprofits that wanted to bring kids in. So it's not limited to the schools, but our partnerships with the school districts are really strong. So that is our biggest segment of the population.
Now we have listeners all over the Inland Empire. Now let's say somebody is in Fontana and they're listening. They're like, oh my gosh, my kid, this is what they need in their life. Mm-hmm. They can just go to your website, and
they can actually reach out to me personally. I'll give you my email address. It's CWright, CWRIGHT at riversideca.gov.
Oh yeah, you got it. You got the city email, huh?
I'm actually a city employee that's loaned to the Fox Foundation. That's how it works. Since the city started it, that is a generous gift that the city gives to the foundation.
Very nice. I'm so glad that, we have the opportunity to talk about this, because I don't think, as many people know about what you guys are doing. And, I just think it's such a great way to bring the arts, to the children, to the community. And, is there anything else that you want to, touch on and, discuss with the audience?
I just think it is so important to have this connection with students, to be able to bring young people in to a theater where they see live performing arts when most of their entertainment takes place on a screen this large.
Oh, yeah.
Is mind-boggling. And they come in, and it's not just beneficial for the students. I was just talking to one of our donors yesterday, and she confirmed what I've believed for a long time. She said it is so much more fun to see a Broadway show when the kids are there. The energy is just electric. And the cast feeds off it. I've watched performances where there were only a few kids and performances where there were many kids. The ones with many kids have much better performances. The cast just you can see it on their faces. Yeah. They respond to that. Aww. They feel like rock stars probably because the kids get very loud. Yeah. And I think in the years I've been doing this, I've had only one complaint from a person about the noise of the kids. It's mostly, really? Wow, look at all those kids up there. They're having such a great time. Yeah. And it's phenomenal.
We should be excited that the children are engaging with something other than their phones or their tablets, right? Yeah, I love that. And that's a great point. Yeah, we need more of this type of entertainment, where the kids, because I feel like it's a little bit more, it's engaging, but it's more, they actually have to connect with what's going on, which disconnects everything else for a moment, right? And that's super important.
And when they have the opportunity to meet artists, like the master class that I was talking about with the auditions, we've done several different kinds of master classes, but they also sometimes get to do what's called a cast chat, where a couple of cast members will come out after opening night and sit down on the edge of the stage and talk to a group of donors and students. The students ask really great questions, but what's most interesting to me about it is that the cast members, who are only 24, they may look 50 on stage, but they're really very young. So these kids who are 17 or 16 are sitting there seeing someone living the dream that's only a few years older than they are. And then they get good advice, the same good advice they get from teachers and parents. But wow, it means a lot when it comes from an artist who is out on the road touring, doing Broadway. And so that is a really, really fun thing to witness.
Yeah, I love that. Aw. Now, how can people connect with your pages? Instagram, you guys are on Instagram?
We are on Instagram at Fox Foundation. Okay. And then we do have Fox Riverside Theater Foundation on Facebook.
Okay.
And we have a general email address in addition to mine, which is related directly to the foundation. That's info@riversidefoxfoundation.org. Okay. So anyone can reach out to us through that.
So yeah, you guys go ahead and grab your phones and go ahead and follow them. So on Instagram, Fox Foundation, and on Facebook, Fox Riverside Theater Foundation. And the website, riversidefoxfoundation.org, for more information. Correct. For upcoming galas. And if you are very interested in, maybe even volunteering, right? I'm sure people could volunteer and help out as well.
Yes.
Reach out to Cynthia. So cwright@riversideca.gov. And any last words before we sign off?
Thank you so much for the opportunity. And since I'm on the air, I want to say thank you to the donors and the foundations and companies who support our programming. We can't do it without them. It does cost money to do it. We do really well with the money we have. We manage to make it go far, but we are always looking to expand and find new programs, and we are thrilled to have the opportunity. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for sharing all the information. And I hope that this helps, boost the engagement, with your socials and donors. So if you're out there and you've been looking for a way to support maybe your local business, there you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're so welcome. Thank you. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you next week.